This morning, the Argentinian government is facing new pressure to explain the mysterious death of a top prosecutor. Hundreds of thousands of protesters took to the streets of Buenos Aires yesterday. The death has raised speculation of a possible terrorism cover-up. Michelle Miller is here now to show us how this case is sparking international concern. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. Alberto Nisman's death in strange circumstances has now become the biggest crisis confronting Argentine President Cristina Fernandez, a very important U.S. ally. But 1 month after Nisman was found dead, there is still no clear answer to the question, was it suicide or murder? Under a steady rain, crowds marched silently through the streets of Buenos Aires, demanding justice for Alberto Nisman. Although no arrests have been made, many demonstrators still put the blame at the feet of Argentina's president, Cristina Fernandez. If the president doesn't have anything to do with it, this marcher said, she should be the first to come forward because she is the captain of this ship. Demonstrations of solidarity were also held around the world, including here in the U.S. This crowd protested in front of the Argentinian consulate in New York City.
Most people are angry at the way things are going in Argentina, especially the Republic is crying out loud.
For more than a decade, Nisman investigated the worst terrorist attack in Argentina's history, a 1994 car bombing at a Jewish community center that killed 85 and injured 300. The special prosecutor was found dead in January, shot in the head just a day before he was to formally accuse Fernandez's government of trying to protect Iranian agents suspected of carrying out the attacks. Nisman had even drafted a warrant for Fernandez's arrest. At first, Fernandez claimed Nisman's death was a suicide. She later suggested rogue spies connected to the country's intelligence agency were to blame. On Wednesday, families of the bombing victims asked Pope Francis, the former Archbishop of Buenos Aires, to intervene. The White House also weighed in.
We certainly are concerned anytime that in a country like Argentina, with whom we have a strong relationship, where questions are raised about the rule of law and of justice.
Fernandez's government has accused the U.S. and Israel of trying to meddle in Argentina's affairs. Yesterday, she told the world to butt out. I can go to countries where they launch missiles against civilians, where they kill children, old people and women, she said. I can go to any of these countries, stand in front of them, and say that Argentina's law prevails. Authorities have not yet determined whether Nisman's death was a suicide or a homicide, but judging by the huge crowds that marched in Buenos Aires last night, there are many Argentinians who believe he was murdered.
Well, I think it's good that they now know the world is watching.
The world is watching. A number of people equating this to the same type of a groundswell of emotion after Ferguson and certainly that Staten Island situation with Eric Garner.
Interesting.
Thank you, Michelle.